Half of the universe died of one punch, and not because of Thanos, not because of the Infinity Stones, because one guy got some news he couldn't handle and his brain completely went offline. And here's the thing, you've done this. Maybe not with an alien warlord, but you've gotten some news that hit so hard your brain couldn't handle and you just reacted. Something broke, someone betrayed you, and in that moment you stopped thinking. You sent an email that you shouldn't have sent, said the things that you cannot take back anymore, and made things much worse. And afterwards, you're sitting there in the wreckage thinking, what did I do? I knew better than this. There's not a character flaw, that's a pattern, and once you see it, you can actually do something about it. Hey, I'm Michna, and on this channel we explore how people work and not how they are supposed to work. And today we're diagnosing the Avengers. Not because I'm a Marvel nerd, okay, I'm a little bit more than a Marvel nerd, but mostly because this team collapse is one of the cleanest examples I've seen on a pattern that destroys real teams all the time. There's a framework called PCM that explains exactly why people crash under pressure. NASA co-authored this, and they even use it to build their astronauts teams. I'm going to use this exact same framework to show you exactly what broke the Avengers. And spoiler, it was not Thanos. By the end of this video, you will see the pattern that tore this team apart. You'll understand why Star-Lord's punch wasn't a surprise and it was predictable. You will see why the same crash happens in your office, in your relationships, or even in your family. And I'll give you a cheat sheet with what to say when you see someone about to blow up. Because once you see this, you'll start to catch it everywhere. Let me set up the scene for you. The plan is working, Thanos is subdued and Mantis is keeping him under, and Spider-Man is almost pulling off the gauntlet. They are literally second away from winning. When Nebula already figures out, wait, Gamora is dead, Thanos killed her. And then Star-Lord hears this. Now you've been there, maybe not with an alien warlord, maybe just with a shitty manager, but you've gotten news that hit your brain so hard that it just stops working. Maybe someone betrayed you, maybe someone you trusted lied to your face, and in that moment you didn't think, you just reacted. Tony sees it coming, he yells, Quill, you got to cool it right now, don't engage, we almost got it off. But here's the thing, Tony is speaking logic, he's saying look at the plan, look at the stakes, think, man. And Star-Lord can't hear logic anymore. His system is already offline, he's into deep distress, and in PCN terms, Star-Lord is what's called a rebel. And no, not because he's rebellious, not because he's a teenager, it means his brain runs on reactions. He experiences the world through reactions. He doesn't calculate, he doesn't analyze. When someone like that gets overwhelmed, they don't withdraw, they don't start to analyze everything in detail to say what went wrong. They just explode outwards. They blame and they lash out massively. That punch wasn't a choice. It was a crash and half of the universe paid the price for it. Whoopsie. And here's the pattern. You build the perfect plan and you account for every possible variable you can think of, except one, which is the human one. The person who under enough pressure won't follow the plan because their system crash and they cannot think straight anymore. There's not a character flaw, that's how some of us are wired. And if you don't know this up front, your perfect plan is one bad moment away from falling apart. Same pattern, different movie. Tony discovers that Bucky killed his parents. And Steve knew. Steve didn't tell him. Steve tried to explain. He's making values argument. Bucky is my friend, for me loyalty matters and that's who am I. But Tony isn't hearing values anymore. His system is already crashed, logic went offline. Do you remember the guy who always had a plan? In that moment, there's no plan, there's just raw reaction. Two people, two different operating systems, when pressure hits, system crash and suddenly nobody can reach each other. Steve couldn't reach Tony with principles and Tony couldn't reach Steve with logic. They have the same crash but different wiring. This isn't just a movie thing, it's not made for the drama. This happens every day in meetings, in relationships and even in families. And if you don't know what's happening, you will just stand there maybe frustrated at some point, wondering why nothing you say is actually landing to the other person. So what do you actually do when you see someone crashes? I'll give you a cheat sheet for it. For someone who's driven by principles, by strong opinions and a clear sense of what's wrong and what's right, stop talking with them about results, start with respect. Say something like, I know we both care about doing the right thing here. You're not agreeing with them, you're just acknowledging what matters for them, and once they feel heard, they can actually start to listen. If their thinking brain has gone completely offline, pure action mode, no calculations, just immediate impulse, stop explaining. You cannot logic someone out of a state they didn't logic themselves into, right? Instead, give them something to do. Say something like, hey, here's the bottom line, here's the next step, let's move. A quick win brings their thinking brain back online and you can actually have a real conversation. When they experience the world through reactions and vibes, and when they crash, they don't withdraw and they don't analyze, they explode and they blame others and they lash out. Whatever you do, for the love of God, please do not tell them to calm down. That's the worst thing you can do. Please trust me, I did this and I made things much worse. And also don't try to logic them through either. Look at the plan, look at the stakes. It's exactly what Tony said. Did it work with Star-Lord? No, so it won't work with you either, or them. Instead, match their energy. Say something, oh man, I know this thing sucks, I hate this too, this is complete garbage. You're not fixing anything yet. You're just letting them know that you're on the same page emotionally. That's what stops the explosion. Then once they feel heard, you can actually start to solve the problem. Once you speak their language, the crash stops and the conversation can actually happen. I wish I knew this 10 years ago. So that's the pattern. There's two people, two different operating systems. When pressure hits, the system crashes in different direction. And if you don't know what's happening, you just stand there wondering why there's nothing landing. What am I doing wrong? I know the Avenger was a bit of a dramatic example, but this happens every day in offices, in relationships, and in families. Today we looked at only 3 of these types: the values person, the logic person, and the reaction person, but there are 6 in total. And you know what's the fun part? When you know all 6 of them, you stop being surprised by people. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to still be surprised by people. You start seeing the crash before it even happens. You know what to say before the conversation even goes sideways. And for you, I've broken down each type into a playlist right here somewhere. Next time you're into one of those conversations where nothing is landing, where you're talking past each other and you're wondering what the hell is happening, man, please come back to this. Try the translation, see what shifts, and I'll see you into the next one. Cheers.